Our app allows users to save palettes that they have created either by manually inputting color values or by using an image, and allows users to search for and save palettes that other people have created. Our initial plan was centered around creating palettes based on images that the user either took with their phone or uploaded from their phone library. Additional functionalities that we wanted to accomplish included Explore for other users' palettes, storing the user's favorited palettes, and allowing the user to edit or delete their palettes as they wish. Luckily, we were able to implement all of these functionalities. However, one functionality that we were not able to implement was allowing the user to pick a color on the image because of time constraints. In the future, if we were to keep developing the app, we would implement this functionality to allow the user to pick colors as they choose from images that they uploaded or took with their phone, which thus allows the user more control over the type of colors they wish to extract from their images. From building the app, we learned how to use Firebase to store user data and implement user authentication. We also learned how to implement the camera in an Android application, how to implement external APIs, and how to manage multiple fragments within our app. We had some difficulty in implementing external APIs and storing user data. However, we were able to find solutions for these difficulties. Our overall experience of this project was positive and provided a huge learning opportunity for how to create complex applications in Android Studio. We are fortunate to have been able to implement many concepts that we learned from class videos and enjoyed creating this app.
Welcome to Patches, an application designed for creating and managing color palettes. Let's go ahead and create a new user. We're going to hit register and come up with a name for ourselves. Let's call it CS4520. We then enter our email. And our password. And now hit register. Great, we've created an account. If you go and look at our palettes, you'll notice that we have no palettes. Let's go ahead and create one. Why don't we try adding one from our photo album? Let's choose this picture of a peacock. It's now processing the image. And now you'll see that we have a list of all the prominent colors within this image. Let's go ahead and name this color palette because every color palette needs a wonderfully fitting name. Great, and now we'll save it. Our palette has been successfully saved. We can now see it in our favorite color palettes. Now let's try taking a photo. We're going to go back to Add Palettes. We're going to say Take Photo. It will usually request permission to allow access to the phone's camera. All right, let's snap a photo. Here's a picture of my dog. We've now taken a photo. It's going to now be processed. And we'll see all of the prominent colors in the photo that we just took. If we try and save it, we gotta name it first. Let's go ahead and call this My Dog. And now save it. We'll see now that it is in our current color palettes. Another way to add color palettes is adding the colors manually. We'll go back to creating a new palette and hit manually add colors. We'll type in the hex value and hit add. Now you'll notice it in our list of current colors. Let's go ahead and add a few more. Now we see a list of all of the colors that we've added. We can edit a color in our color palette by hitting the edit button, and let's type in a new value. Now you'll notice that the new color has replaced the old color. If we decide that we no longer want this color, we can hit this delete button. And now the color is gone. Let's go ahead and create this palette. Let's call it Lemons. We'll go ahead and hit save. Now when we go to our favorites, you notice that lemon is in our current list of color palettes. Let's try going to our Explore page and finding some new color palettes. We'll go to hit this Explore button, and we'll type in our search. Let's go with green. Now we see a whole bunch of lists of color palettes that utilize the color green. Let's go ahead and pick one. I like this one. It will now show us the hex values and the RGB values within this color palette. We're going to hit Save Palette and go back to our favorites. Notice how my new palette that we had from our Explore page is now in our saved palettes. Let's try editing a color palette. We'll hit Edit, and let's select a color that we want to replace. We'll now type in a new hex value, and hit save. If we hit save, we'll now see that this color palette has been edited. What if we want to delete it? We simply hit click to delete, and the delete button will show up. When we click delete, if we go back to our favorites, the color palette that we had named My Dog is no longer here. When we're done for the day, we can hit log out, and we'll be brought back to our onboarding page. And when we're ready to log in, we can simply type in our username and our password, and be brought right to where we left off.